Hello. It's been a while, and by a while, I really just mean that all the other videos, except for the intro video to the channel, I removed because they are just not great. But I know I said oh, I'm not gonna overthink my uploads, but anyways. So today, why does my audio level look low? No, it's okay. I had to tap the mic to make sure. Um, Anyways, so today, what are you yapping about today? I got a lot of stuff to talk about, but today's main focus is the ending of the Take It Easy podcast. Some of you might be like, dude, who asked for your opinion on it? And that's very fair. But I figured, bro, you don't really see a lot of people talk about stuff like this. So I figured I'd talk about it. So, Take It Easy podcast is Ted and Tucker's podcast. The Ted Nivison, big YouTuber, y'all probably know him. Tucker, not a YouTuber, was he made a couple videos and then he decided, you know what, I don't want to do that. Perfectly fair and reasonable. Um, so they made an hour and a half episode, and they were pretty much just saying while it does good enough, they're not enjoying it, which is reasonable for sure. I do have a pretty high up comment there. They commented, or they posted the video while I was at work in the morning, and I commented, I just fell to my knees in Walmart, and 300 people liked it. That's W. Not quite my most comment though. My most comment is on Raccoon Egg's second channel, top 10 loaves of bread. I got 10K likes. That was a W. But anywho, so they were pretty much just saying that they are not enjoying the podcast anymore. They might, well, Ted might do one in the future, a while from now. But Tucker's just really not into the content creation thing, which is not for everybody. That's totally I get it. And they were very chill and not oh my gosh, this doesn't make enough money, we gotta dip. It was literally just we're just not enjoying it. And Tucker is a big, I guess it's a, okay, if you watch it, it's gonna sound like I'm glazing, bro, because he says this all the time, but he's a blue collar worker, right? So if he says, oh, I'm not enjoying it, but then he's going off and doing the Marines and all these other hard jobs that he does enjoy, you just kind of got to be you know what, that's, I might not get it, but sure, that's fine. Because me personally, if I could make YouTube videos instead of going to my full-time job, if I made more money than my full-time job, that company can you know anyways, yeah, I don't want to say the company name, just whatever. But I'm very sad because Chuckle Sandwich ended, and I was a very big fan of that. I still have not finished the final D&D episode, but that ended, and then Tucker and Ted were yeah, we're gonna do one. I'm fucking sick, and I've listened to every single one, and they just dropped the hour and a half. Yep, it's over. We're ending it. I didn't actually, but I fell to my knees at Walmart, bro. I was hoping it was a late April Fool's. It wasn't. They just want more time to do their own thing, and Tucker just had a kid, so I get it. He can't take time to do the podcast and then do his other job and then take care of his kid. I don't have a kid, so I don't get that part, but I can assume that it's very difficult and not easy to just be you know what? I don't know what the kid's name is. Screw you, you just go do whatever, bro. I gotta go record a podcast. You can't do that. Um, but it's just, I don't know. It sucks because the podcast that I listen to right now, Goons podcast, Take It Easy, Clueless, right? And now it's just Goons and Clueless. And I keep getting scared that the Goons are going to stop their podcast because they have so many episodes. I fuck with them heavy, bro. I love their content. I love the podcast. I have their merch. I am tight. Okay, well, the only okay, I say that the only person I've ever talked to from one of those podcasts is Grizzy because we share the exact same birthday. So every year I just tell him happy birthday, twin, and with the little gif of Arnold and Carl Weathers, that. Anyways, one's white, one's black. Grizzy's black, I'm white, so they shake hands. I'm just happy birthday, twin, because we were both. Anyways, um, but if the goons stop theirs, I'm just down to one. Like, bro, like I don't know. I'm sure there's other podcasts that I could find, but like everybody that all the podcasts I watch, I fuck with them. And right now I'm just back down to two, unless you imagine Ted and Schlatt make their own. Well, no, because they kind of did with Chuckle after Charlie left. Never mind. I don't know. But I just wanted to give my thoughts on like, oh, it's ending. How do I feel about it? I mean, I'm like sad that like it's ending, sure, but like I completely understand, and I wouldn't want them to do it if they didn't enjoy it. Because as someone who has consumed and makes content so much, I can tell when someone's doing something that they don't enjoy, or if it's just completely fake. Like 90% of the gaming videos, like if like let's say like you click on a Minecraft video, you're in your Minecraft phase and you're watching and this video comes up, I just spent 1,000 days new forever world. You're like, oh shit, okay, okay. You click on it, you can just tell from the commentary it's scripted, it's not real. The gameplay might be real, but like everything else about it is fake, or they don't want to do it, they're only doing it because it brings in a lot of views. Like I just click off those videos. And it also bleeds into like everything else in life. Like if I'm watching TV, or my girlfriend's watching a TikTok and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you look at this," and I'm like, "That's probably fake." Like not AI. Like obviously I could tell AI, but I'm like, "That's probably fake, bro. It's probably just not real." Like a lot of reality TV shows and stuff. Like obviously they're fake, but then there's shows that claim they're not reality TV, and they're like, "No, we're 100% real," and you're like, "Okay, bro, come on." Anyways, that's like one of the perks of like watching and making content for so long. Because if someone sets up, like let's say there's like a scene or a section of something, and like if you're not thinking about it, you're like, oh, that's crazy that they said that earlier and then this happened and then they knew. But then like after making videos so long, you're like, oh, like, it was like a planned out thing. I mean, it's still cool, like it doesn't take away from the immersion too much, but like pretty much what I'm trying to say is that if they kept making podcast episodes, eventually you would be able to notice that they don't want to do that. Like they don't want to do it. So I have no problem with them ending it because they didn't enjoy it. They said that like it was starting to feel like, I don't know what the word is, daunting. Like they had to, like they were like, okay, we're gonna go record the podcast, and they're like really good friends, by the way. So if they're like, oh, we got to talk to each other, not like they don't hate each other, obviously they don't have beef, but it was like they didn't really talk unless it was for the podcast and stuff. All of that kind of jazz. But I just wanted to like, I don't know, like I said, it's just like people don't care about my opinion for it, sure. And I also do not want to sound parasocial. By the way, I am not one of those people, bro. Let me just make that abundantly clear. I'm not one of those parasocial viewers who's like, I should know about, like, nah, bro. Whatever you're doing, I don't care. Like, your content is enjoyable. If it's super enjoyable, I might like a little bit be like, oh, they probably be like a dope friend or something like that. But like I am never like, well, okay, I'm not a parasocial viewer, but the whole thing with Tens and Kai, that one did kind of, I was like, it didn't bother me, but I was kind of like, damn, that one's kind of crazy. But like besides that, I don't really care. Like I don't consider myself like, oh, I watched this person's videos for 10 years, so I'm one of their good friends. Like, nothing like that. So I just want to make that clear. I am not trying to be parasocial, like one of those people. I'm not like anything like that, right? I just wanted to give my thoughts on like, oh, the podcast that I watch a lot is ending. I would like to put my thoughts into a form of something that people can listen to even if they don't give a fuck what I'm saying. So that's it. So pretty much the whole gist of it is the podcast is ending because they don't enjoy making it anymore. And even though that's one less podcast I can listen to, I would know if they weren't enjoying it anymore. Like if they kept making more episodes and they didn't enjoy it. So I'm glad they're ending it because they don't want to do it. And I still thoroughly enjoyed it. And Tucker's probably not ever going to make any more videos. But if he does, the videos he made were pretty good. So if he ever makes videos, that'd be cool again. And I'd still watch them. Of course, Ted he makes really, really good videos. I think he edits them himself, which in today's world, let me just say, 10, 12 years ago, if you had an editor, you were like a horrible, like people would like crucify you about it, which is another thing I need to talk about is old YouTube. But anyways, dude, I was about to say I've yapped on long enough, but the whole point of this channel is for me to yap as much as I want to. but I have yapped on long enough because there's nothing else to say about the podcast. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about it, or if y'all haven't watched it. I'll link the final episode in the description. And then no, I can't. I was gonna say go look at my other channels, but this one's completely separate. So hope y'all enjoy. I'll catch y'all next time.